Summary of Lesson 4, Financial Aspects of Educational Planning. Budgeting and Planning. Budgeting is a fundamental component of educational planning, providing a structured way to allocate resources effectively and ensure that educational goals and objectives are achieved. It involves estimating income and expenditure over a specific period, aligning financial resources with institutional priorities, and ensuring that funds are used efficiently. In educational settings, budgeting also helps in planning for future needs, managing costs, and assessing the financial sustainability of programs. Types of budgeting. There are various types of budgeting methods used in educational planning, each suited to different contexts and needs. The following are key types. Line item budgeting. Line item budgeting is one of the most traditional forms of budgeting, where the budget is broken down into specific categories or items, such as salaries, equipment, and supplies. This method is simple and easy to implement, as it provides a detailed view of how funds are allocated to specific expenditures. However, it offers limited flexibility, as it focuses primarily on the allocation of funds without considering the effectiveness of spending. Performance budgeting. Performance budgeting focuses on linking funding to the achievement of specific outcomes or performance indicators. It emphasizes accountability by measuring the results achieved through the allocated resources. This method helps educational institutions evaluate whether funds are being used effectively and if they are achieving the desired educational outcomes. PPBS, Planning, Programming and Budgeting System. PPBS is a systematic approach that integrates planning, programming, and budgeting. It is designed to support long-term strategic planning by focusing on objectives and outcomes. This system helps educational managers allocate resources based on program priorities and the expected results. However, its complexity and reliance on detailed data make it difficult to implement in certain educational environments. Long-term budgeting. Long-term budgeting is essential for large-scale educational planning, particularly in capital-intensive projects such as infrastructure development. This type of budgeting takes a forward-looking approach, considering the future needs of the institution and ensuring that resources are allocated for long-term sustainability and growth. It is particularly useful in guiding investments in areas like facilities, technology, and educational programs. Zero-based budgeting. Zero-based budgeting requires that every expenditure be justified for each new budgeting period, starting from a zero base. Unlike traditional budgeting, which assumes that previous budgets are the starting point, zero-based budgeting ensures that all programs and activities are re-evaluated and that funds are allocated based on actual needs and priorities. This method encourages cost-effectiveness and efficient resource allocation. Current trends in education costing and budgeting. Modern trends in education budgeting focus on cost efficiency, transparency, and performance outcomes. As educational systems face increasing pressures to manage limited resources, there is a growing emphasis on value for money and the need to prioritize spending based on strategic objectives. Additionally, new technologies and financial management systems are being integrated into educational institutions to streamline budgeting processes, improve transparency, and ensure that funds are allocated efficiently. There is also a rising focus on collaborative budgeting, where stakeholders such as educators, administrators, and students are involved in the budgeting process to ensure that the resources meet the actual needs of the educational community. In conclusion, financial planning in education is crucial for the effective management of resources, and various budgeting methods offer different approaches for allocating funds in line with institutional goals. Understanding these different types of budgeting and trends in educational costing is essential for ensuring the sustainability and growth of educational institutions in an increasingly resource-constrained environment.